Hey, Copper here, and more of my OT 2020 through hike. But first, I am not on the OT. Obviously, I'm at the sometimes at least beautiful Lake Thunderbird. But I wanted to be sure to mention before we get on to the rest of the videos that this was also a fundraiser. I took some pledge grants from some of my very generous friends whose name we're going to pop up here. We're raising money for the Alzheimer's Foundation. Fight Alzheimer's, because Alzheimer's sucks. What more do you need to say? And we raised over $2,000, $2,094 actually. So thank you so much for everyone, and thank you for following along. It was a lot of extra motivation for me, and it was pretty cool, having old friends cheer me on. So thank you. Well, morning, day 8, I think. Yeah. And just through hiker things, I'm eating breakfast in the middle of a road. Technically, it's a service road. There's a little, there's a little creek here, Fiddler Creek, and I'm having breakfast in the middle of the road because I stayed up in a shelter up behind me, about 3 tents. And I had enough water for the night, but not really breakfast. So I just packed up and came down here, and I'm making breakfast and filtering water before I take off. Just in the middle of the bridge, just chilling. I don't think this forest road gets a lot of traffic, so I think I'm safe. Particularly at 6:45 in the morning, so there you go. Walking back on this service road this morning, because I took a wrong turn, unfortunately. Pretty much my worst one. I looked at the gut hook there and thought I just followed this service or forest road, so just tried, and then suddenly looked at gut hook and realized I had gone like about 0.6, 0.7 of a mile down this. So adding a little, close to 1.5 for what was going to be kind of a short day. It's super easy walking. It's probably like 10 minutes back, but probably my worst navigation here. So not a huge deal, but like I said, it's a road, so I'm going pretty quick. Anyway, still morning, day 9, I think. Or 8. Day 8. All right, so back on trail this morning after a little 1.4 detour of going the wrong way. There's one of these decrepit OT boxes. I was here. Anyway, there's no actual deposit or registration ever in these anymore. They're usually birdhouses. And there's some deposit thing, but I guess back in the day, maybe you were putting permits in there. Anyway, so this pretty much begins, I think, the trek up Suck Mountain. What a name, huh? It's got to be good. It's kind of legendary for the suck. So, there we go. For a bit of a delayed start, or aborted start. It's still only about 10 after 8. So, thought I'd do kind of a shortish day today. For me, 15.6 or 15.4, but with that little 1.4 add-on, it's gonna be more like 17. So here we go, up Suck Mountain. Hopefully, it looks like it's clearing off. The weather looks good. I did a forecast on my Garmin InReach, even though I'm out here with no signal. I can use one of my messages to request weather. And it looks pretty good. There's a slight chance of rain today, but earlier Derek had told me there were storms chance this afternoon, so I'm pushing for this shelter, so that way even if it's dry or wet, it won't matter. I can dry out. I'm a shelter there. Then I've got 6 miles to do in the morning to the 27th trailhead. Get a ride into Story, either from Lori or a hitch at the Bluebell, and get my Bluebell Cafe and Country Store, and get my supply box. I'm gonna need the food. I'm a day behind in terms of food here, but I had a lot of extra food, so it's fine. I've got food to eat. No worries. Got dinner tonight. I got lunch today. I got a bazillion bars to eat for breakfast tomorrow, so I'm fine. And turn this off because it's just going to be me breathing heavily. This is the first of many blind Jolly Rancher draws of the day. I just put a few in my pouch over here, and I always draw blind and see what I get. Just zip my pouch here so I don't lose any. Cherry. It's a banger day. First draw of the day is a cherry. That is solid. Probably my favorite right now. It's slowly moved up the ranks. Was green apple, watermelon replaced green apple. Now I'm a big cherry fan. So there you go. Well, there you go. That's a big old cave. I don't know that I would take shelter in there for fear of a bear coming, but you know. I'm not even sure where we are. So we're a couple miles short. It's still pretty early actually. But it has been gloomy. It rained a little this morning. There's a chance of storms this afternoon. So, kind of trying to get to the shelter pretty early, even though it's going to be an early stop. There's nowhere to stop afterwards before before the trailhead. So I'm going to hike in early tomorrow. Get a ride or a shuttle down to Bluebell and pick up my box. So unfortunately I can't really go any further. There's no tent sites. I could try to make one on the trail, but it's also there's a chance of storms this afternoon. So I think I'll just hole up in the shelter and stay dry. Bust out real early, which is easy to do at a shelter. I don't really have to break camp, and get into Story, get my box and a meal and my electronics charged, my power bank and my phone, and head on out, because there's a shelter a little bit up the road. It's not going to be a really high mile day, but the plan then is, even with 7 days, sitting at about 124, 125, you know, I got 100 miles left. That's just 15 miles a day. So, and I have an extra day. I have Sunday as a buffer day, so we'll see. Log out.